Hello and welcome back to I Made This. My name is Ollie, and today I have a very special guest, and that is my very best friend Rob. How you doing, Rob?
I'm very well. I'm very well. I'm very happy to be here and talking to you, my longest and bestest friend for
um,
over 30 years.
yeah, I know, long time, probably 30, longer than that, 35, 36 years. I was
Well,
thinking about it.
yeah.
And what we're talking about today actually links back to how we became friends, I think, and
Yeah.
how it's kind of stuck with us throughout the years. For those of you who don't know, Rob actually has a YouTube channel as well. Tell us a little bit about your YouTube channel. I love it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird thing at the moment. I'm a bit of a hobbyist woodworker, and it's kind of just a bit of me being stupid, doing a bit of woodworking and incorporating bits of film and stuff, doing Bob Ross impressions and stuff. And that was my original idea, was to do a parody Bob Ross channel. There's like woodworking called The Joy of Woodworking by Rob Boss. But then I was worried I'd get sued by the Bob Ross estate.
So if you've never seen Rob's channel, it's called The House Down South. And as he said, he does woodworking stuff. So he makes tables and little chairs and like artwork out of wood as well, don't you? So he did like a little mountainscape and stuff like that. But he's also done episodes in the style of Wes Anderson, and he did one where you actually, I don't know how you did it, but you rotoscoped out clips of Morgan Freeman from The Shawshank Redemption. And he did a very, I mean, I don't know how you afforded him to do the voiceover for you, but it's pretty awesome.
It's surprising how you can just send him an email, and he phoned me up and he was like, yeah, I'll do it for you, it's fine. Definitely wasn't me doing a bad impression of it.
But yeah, anyway, for those of you who watch this channel, please check it out. I love it, and I hope you do more, because I really do enjoy it. My dad loves it. He loves it more than my channel.
He's a builder though, isn't he? He likes all that sort of stuff. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see.
So yeah, anyway, we're here today because about exactly 10 years ago, me and Rob made a film called DIY Ghostbusters, and what started off as a lark kind of became one of our most successful little films that we made together.
Yeah.
But just to go back even further, so as I said, me and Rob have been friends for about 36, maybe 37 years ago. Well, I'm 40 now. You're going to be reaching that milestone later soon.
Got a couple of months to go, and then I'll be the big 40.
I mean, it goes to show how immature I am, that even as a 4-year-old, my best friend was pretty much a year younger than me at school. Like, we're in the same year, but Rob was the youngest and I was the oldest. But yeah, we like became friends because of Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And played it in the playground every day. I think you were always Peter Venkman. I was always Egon Spengler. That was even before I had to wear spectacles.
Yeah, I don't. Why was that? Do we know?
I just always liked Egon. I don't know. He's still my favorite Ghostbuster.
Yeah, and I'm always a Peter. No one ever wants to be Ray. Yeah.
But I think, for a couple of years, Ghostbusters was our main thing. We played with the toys. I think we both had the proton pack, so we could run around.
Yeah, the foam the foam stream that came at the end. Was it like a big bit of foam you could stick in there or something along those?
Yeah, it was like a big blow molded hollow piece of plastic that you put on your back with like this really irritating noise that kind of you put like a pool floater in it. Not a poo. Like one of those.
It wasn't brown, it was yellow.
It wasn't brown. But I remember before I had one of those, I had like a ghetto version, and I had like a Stay Puft Marshmallow backpack, which I used my mum's curling tongs, which I used to kind of put the plug into the back of it and zip it up and use that as my proton pack. But I used to love going around to your house because you had the firehouse and everything, which is awesome.
Still have that same firehouse.
Yeah. Has it got all the doors? Has it got?
No, the doors were broken when I was a kid. Even I think just ramming the
Ecto
through it. I remember getting it. I can't remember if it's the first or second Ecto. I remember going out with my granny the one time, and she took me on this like mad toy shopping spree, and we bought an Ecto. It might be the Ecto 1A. I can't remember. We bought that. And we bought some Aliens stuff. Ghostbusters stuff, loads of stuff, and I don't know why I remember it so well, but
I never had the Ecto 1A. I only had the Ecto 1. I remember getting it, like I vividly remember getting it for my birthday and setting it all up and couldn't wait to get home from school to play with it. But
Yeah.
I never got the Ecto 1A. I had to made my own, where it kind of leads to what I do now with this channel. I modified my Ecto 1 into the Ecto 1A. And then later on down the road, I changed it into the Jurassic Park car. I don't know what happened to it. It disappeared. So I had to
I'm sure you got it somewhere.
Do you remember we went to a Comic-Con and I don't know.
Yeah, you bought one, didn't you? You bought another
one? Bought one, from a Comic-Con, and then like refurbished that. That was actually an Ecto 1A. So technically, I have owned an Ecto 1A.
Oh, there you go.
I took all the stickers off and made it back into the Ecto.
Didn't they have like slime splat?
Yeah, and I just thought that was stupid.
Which was the one which had? Didn't one of them have a seat on the roof?
They both did, yeah, and it had like little guns on it, and you could sit people on it. But I think the first time I ever saw the film was at your house, and you were shit scared of the library.
I used to get my brothers. Well, I used to get my brothers to fast forward it towards the sort of end because I was always scared at the beginning.
And then one time, Stay Puft.
yeah. I remember one time Chris deliberately, he said he had fast forwarded it towards the middle or end or whatever, so I didn't get to see the scary bits. And he pressed play just as the library ghost appeared. And I was the same with Gremlins. I was always scared of Gremlins as well. Wow, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, but I remember going around to your house as a kid. Like we were showing all the horrific films like RoboCop, Terminator, and I think it shaped us, to be honest. Though into the people that we are today.
Yeah, it's shaped us into creatives. That's what I like to think, not murderers. So we were all right.
But then, as we grew up, we started to get into filmmaking because your brother was into filmmaking with his friend Scott and that, and we kind of wanted to be like them, I guess, and kind of started to make our own films.
We were kind of involved with them, weren't we? We were in their films and stuff.
Yeah, they made a remake of the Terminator,
the Mad Psycho, and all these
Mad Psycho was a great one. Well, they made a film called The Ninja, which we're both in as rival ninjas.
Yes.
Fast forward 25 years, Scott makes a film called The Ninja, and it has the exact same plot.
I know, yeah. I don't know where that came from. I might try and sue him. Although it's his idea to start with.
Your brother was whipping me with blades of grass in that film. That's what I remember.
Yeah, he was really horrible. Actually, that's one of us got hit by a punch bag. I think
that was me. I think I think they did it just to abuse us, to be honest, to see what they could get away with.
There's different days back there.
But it shaped us, it molded us. But yeah, as I said, we got our own cameras and stuff, started to make our own films. We probably drifted apart when we got to secondary school, but a couple of years after we finished school, we got back together and started making films together.
That was, I think, MySpace when that came in. I think you found me on MySpace or something.
Yeah, I was like, I need a zombie that I can bury in the back garden. Would you do it? And like, yeah, sure.
That was it. Was it Aim for the Dead, was it?
Yeah, the zombie film that never came out. Again, that kind of has a running streak throughout me making lots of films that never get finished. But it's hard to make a film, people. It's really hard.
Yeah.
But one film that we did finish in 2008, we entered the Empire Film Awards competition where you could remake a film in 60 seconds, and we remade Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. And we didn't actually get anywhere in that competition, and we actually put a lot of hard work into that film, didn't we?
It did well, but not with because it racked up loads of views on YouTube, and this was like the infancy of YouTube, wasn't it?
Yeah, really? we actually went viral before viral was really a thing, and we ended up on all these like websites like Den of Geek and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
before we even knew what was going on.
Well, wasn't there? Yeah, some sort of Star Wars award. You got that?
Yeah, so we won a Star Wars Fan Film Award, which was hosted by Kevin Spacey of all people. We got in the local paper.
Dutchwell Television, wasn't it? A German TV show that came over to.
Yeah, back in the day, when people could message you on YouTube, like just without like a comment or whatever, they could actually like direct message you. This German TV producer messaged me asking if he could come over to the UK and document how we made it. And I thought, this is a joke, isn't it? But I thought I'll just say yes for a lark. And then next thing I knew, 2 days later, this German chap turns up with a film crew. Like, all right, we're doing this then, I guess.
He bought us dinner as well.
He did. Nice guy. I've forgotten his name now. But really what we should have done, because that did quite well for us. It was quite successful. We won an award. We ended up on a TV channel, TV show, which was kind of like, it was like Rude Tube, if I remember, kind of where they show like YouTube clips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like a smart person would have just thought, right, that's what we're going to do now. We're just going to And I looking back, I wish I had done that. Like I think
we did a couple.
Yeah, so a couple of years later, when it was snowing and the Empire Awards were looming, I was like, right, let's film The Thing, because The Thing is like one of mine and Rob's favourite films. And then when we came to day 2 of filming it, where we're going to film all the interior stuff, all the snow stuff got corrupted.
So and the snow had melted by that point. I think it was like minimal snow, so we had to kind of make it up, I think. Yeah,
I think we used like white sheets and stuff like that to move the snow. Yeah. And again, that didn't do that didn't do very well with the Empire Awards. We didn't get anywhere with that. But I think it got a few views on YouTube. Nothing like the Empire one. And then fast forward to 2014. I'm pretty sure you said to me, you're at work one day and someone recognized you for being Luke Skywalker in the Star Wars film.
Something like that. Yeah, I can't remember exactly.
So that spurred me to say, well, let's make another one then. Let's do another like 60-second film. And I was like, well, let's just do Ghostbusters. We always talked about doing more, and we were going to do Jurassic Park back in the day, and Ghostbusters always on the list. So let's just do Ghostbusters because it's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, so initially we were just going to do a 60-second Ghostbusters film, and this wasn't even for the Empire Awards. This was just
for the hell of it.
My goal was that we weren't going to spend. I wasn't going to spend more than £100 on it. It was just going to be like dirt cheap. And to be fair, I stuck to that. Like you can tell, it's cheap as hell. Yeah. So I started to storyboard it. Phoned everyone up. Obviously, you're in board straight away as Peter Bateman, and spoke to Mark, and I was like, Mark, will you be our race dance? Mark Breeze, one of our best friends. We've done lots of films together, and he was in the Star Wars film and stuff like that.
Trained actor.
Yeah, like he's proper thespian. Where did he go to? E15?
RADA, was it RADA?
Like no, it's E15 drama school. Yeah, so he became race dance, and then our friend Jamie Broderick became Egon Spengler, and he's been in loads of our films when we were younger. And then we enlisted our friend Hugh, who we'd recently worked with on a superhero film that we made, to be our Winston Zedmore. And then Natalie, who we've also worked with quite a lot over the years, became our Dana Barrett. And Dave Jarrett was our Lewis Tully. But I think when we were on that German TV show, they called him Garrett.
Yeah, they spelled his name wrong. And he wasn't even involved with it. That was the thing. He just turned up on the day. He wasn't involved with the actual original film.
Well, it's only because I could only get you and Mark to turn up. Paul and Jamie were busy with work and that, so I need an extra person to help like do the puppeteering and stuff. So I was like, you've helped out on the films, but you just help us out. I'm sure they spelt Mark's name wrong, but that may have been in the newspaper. They like spelt it Mark Breze.
Yeah, Mark Breze or something, wasn't it?
There's also my friend James Rayner, who not only played several parts, he also did a lot of the music. My friend Brandon, who played Walter Peck. My sister Leonora, who played Janine Melnitz. My friend Sophia, who helped out behind the scenes and also played the library ghost. And of course, Brutus, the pug, who played the terror dog. And then I got to do what my favourite thing is, just get a lot of cardboard and just make stuff. Yeah. So I made all the proton packs out of cardboard and Tupperware from the pound shop, and found loads of water pistols, these like long ones that you kind of like push and converted those into the wands and stuff like that.
Remote control car as well that you pimped up with cardboard to
I mean, you look at it, looks like a 5-year-old did it, but that was kind of what we were aiming for.
That's the whole thing, wasn't it?
It wasn't meant to look like perfect or spot on. It was we called it DIY Ghostbusters.
DIY Ghostbusters,
It was meant to be a bit I like doing stop motion and stuff like that, so I wanted to throw a bit of that in there.
I like that blend though, of practical and digital effects, but keeping it looking, quite not simple, but like
a bit crude
looking.
But so then we needed the overalls, so I got a load of those like paint, those cheap like
spray paint stuff
that you wear for when you like painting your house. Sprayed those up, and they were like, you had to move very carefully in those, if I remember.
They're very rippable, weren't they? From what I remember.
Wore away in the crotch department.
Especially man.
What else that I made? The Sniffer 3000, which
The
is
goggles,
the thing
here's some goggles.
that, yeah, the goggles. Made the containment unit.
I mean, the packs looked amazing. I
Well,
know
I
they were
mean,
all like cardboard and stuff, but you got stickers on there and everything.
yeah, well, I did a bit of, I put Better Feeling Films logos and things like that
yeah,
on it.
it's all the hidden stuff that you don't really see, but
I think one of my favorite little details I did, there's like in Ghostbusters, there's quite a few montages, but there's the one montage where it's when they first become Ghostbusters, and you see all the magazine covers. I recreated all the Time magazines and things like that, but replacing it with our pictures and our proton packs and stuff like that. I'm trying to think what else I made the firehouse.
Puff, yeah.
I made several firehouses because we actually made one where we could open the doors and you had a little smoke machine that you were like spraying smoke machine through and stuff like that.
It was like a top-down shot from what I remember, where the roof explodes.
Yeah, so I made a little miniature version of the firehouse with like a bit of the street view around there, which we've actually both been to the firehouse.
Yeah, but
in real life.
When you went, was it? Could you see it? Or was it covered in scaffolding?
No, it's completely covered over in scaffolding, and like it was a very sad day. It was my birthday. It was my 34th birthday, and I was so excited to see it. And
yeah, I was the same.
I cried a little bit. I took my sketchbook and everything. I was gonna draw it. I was like, I was well in the moment, and we got there, and I was like, yeah. So I literally made everything I possibly could for the film within like just getting it ready for the April Easter holiday, because that's when we were going to shoot, because we had like a couple of days where we could film it. And I think the first day we went to Natalie's mom's house because she was up for Easter for a couple of days.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, she lives in London, doesn't she, normally? And she just came back to see her mum, I think.
Yeah, so we're like, have you got like a couple of hours spare one morning where we can just come around? We'll put some. I made like the rubber gloves with like the pterodog arms and stuff like that. We got some like orange sheets just to make that orange costume that she kind of wears when she's wool. And we just kind of quickly did it in her like front room and back, you know, the bit where the eggs land on the counter and she opens the fridge.
And the dog in there, and we got free Rustler's burger out of it as well, I think, if I remember correctly.
What's that?
Her mum gave us like a Rustler's burger for lunch type thing.
Oh, those ones you put in the microwave?
Yeah. I remember that.
We did some green screen stuff in her back garden, and managed to wrap it up in like about 2 hours, film all of Natalie's bits.
I mean, that's pretty good for us as well.
I know, it is pretty good. We're pretty terrible at getting started because we just started nattering. So the next day we were filming the majority of the film, and we shot it in the college that I worked at, a certain college. And I don't know how we managed to wrangle it, but we kind of went in there under false pretenses. I think I was saying I was holding auditions for like a play or something, and just so we could have a room. And so I could have a load of people in the room at once. But we kind of just run amok around the whole college, filming like outside in the car park, in the library. I mean, one guy on YouTube actually complained that there was no slime in the library scene. I'm like, well,
we couldn't kind face the library, to be fair.
Yeah, we were kind of doing it as quick as we can before anyone noticed we were in there. We did a load of shots where you're running around outside doing for all the montage stuff, but we mostly stuck into this one room and we put some sheets up for green screen. But I didn't have that many sheets, so whenever we shot green screen, I'd have to shoot 2 Ghostbusters at a time and then combine it together in After Effects. So,
a lot of extra work for you, isn't it?
Yeah, I got in trouble though for shooting that because my wife had these pajamas that looked exactly like the same clothes that Lewis Tully wears at the party. You know, the party he has. The blue striped suit he wears, like with the little orange cravat, which is one thing we missed in the film, is the little orange cravat. I wish we put it in there.
Get it on the goofs.
And I just took it without asking her. And then when I finished the film, she was like, "Is that my pajama top?"
Out of all the things to notice.
And I was like, "Yeah." And I thought she was joking when she got really angry with me, but no, she was really angry. So sorry, Caroline. I really apologise. This is the first apology out of 2.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't involved with that at all. I'm just denying anything here. So don't implement me, incriminate. That's the word I'm trying to find.
We shot pretty much the majority of the film within this one room of the college, so it became like the mayor's office. It was the Ghostbusters headquarters. It was the top of the.
Yeah, I feel
the
like we
tower.
went more places. I don't know why.
We went into a lift as well and all sorts. Then later that day when we finished, we all came back to my parents' house and we went into the dining room. We kind of did all the cyber stuff.
Yeah.
And
I thought we went more places than that. I don't know why. I remember it's just your brilliant editing skills. I remember going up the stairs at the college. I remember the lift.
Yeah, the lift. Yeah.
And the car parks. That's where the dog ran through. Yeah. And doing some sort of stuff around there. But now you think about it, there and Natalie in your house, I don't remember anywhere else that we shot, did we?
No, not really. And then after that, it was just, I think we started it in April and it was released around July. So there was a good couple of months because I was working full time and I made 2 music videos within that time as well. We made a zombie music video together, do you remember?
Yes.
And I also made one on an ice hockey rink. And
yes, I remember that as well, actually. That's quite good, from what I remember.
And just gradually we started to piece it together, and every week or so you'd come around and help me shoot a little miniature bit, or we'd puppeteer something, or we'd dress you up as the Columbia lady.
I did quite a few roles there. I did the Columbia lady, Stay Puffed.
Yeah, you were Zool.
Gozer. Zool,
oh, Gozer, sorry.
Is it Gozer? Is it Gozer the Gozerian?
Gozerian, yeah. I always get confused. I think it's because the video game got those wrong.
Yeah.
And I always remember that game we used to play on your Atari, and they got the names wrong, so I always think of it wrong. But yeah. And we put you in like I went to Primark and I just bought loads of like skin-coloured like unitard things.
Stuck
and I bought
cotton wool.
Cotton wool and ping pong balls, cut them in half,
that's it.
Painted them a bit silver, and then put a bit of cotton wool and like the fake cobweb stuff, stuck all that on. And then put a mullet wig on.
Looked better than the it was the same. It was the McCready wig, wasn't it?
I think we've used it many times, that wig. My favourite costume that you do wear is the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man costume.
That's a good one, that was.
That we made up. And because I was thinking, how am I going to do it? And we just literally made a cardboard torso with cardboard arms and legs. And just gaffer taped it to you, but it worked really well.
It worked really well, yeah.
And then
was there one from the side as well? Was that separate?
The side one I did make a little model just to kind of go like that. But like the one thing I did for the face was I was able to redraw different faces. So in After Effects, I put different expressions, so the mouth moves and stuff like that now and again, which is fun.
It's all in the details. It's all in.
And then my friend Nicola's got a pug called Boo. And I thought it'd be quite funny if the terror dog was a pug. Yeah. So I went round to a house and shot her pug on a green screen and just put it. I didn't actually put a pug in the fridge, people. That is a green screen element.
On fire.
Yeah. So yeah, it was real. It was like a little labour of love making that film. And I enjoyed making it. Like I said, I wish that I made the Ecto one. Just kept it as a remote control car because for some reason I stop motioned it. I don't know why I did that. I just did it probably because I could, but I think it worked all right as a little RC.
I like it. I liked it. There's some. I think I remember driving it over a ramp and trying to do some sort of stunts with it.
But yeah. So we released the film, and I sent it to you, and just for fun, you cut it down to a minute.
Yeah.
What was the reason behind that?
I just got bored and just thought I'll give it a go because I know I did the music for that one.
Because you made it a bit different, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to change some of the chords to not get sued by whoever wrote it
for YouTube or whatever.
Yeah. So I did it. It was basically it was during my band stage anyway. So I had all the like Logic and stuff on my MacBook. So I literally, I think I got my keyboard out and I did the drums separately and I did the bass separately. And I recorded my guitar, did a little guitar solo on it and stuff.
Yeah,
like
you went all out.
I did loads on it on that one actually. It was I quite enjoyed it. I found it on I think it's Bandcamp.
No way.
I re-listened to it and I was like, and I called it Ghostbusters, GWOST, like a Brummy ghost, mate. Ghostbusters. So if you ever on whatever
SoundCloud.
website I just said, SoundCloud or whatever it is, try Ghostbusters and you'll find it on there.
But yeah, so the Empire Awards were looming, and I just threw it up there, and next thing I knew, we were shortlisted. I was like, oh, "Holy shit! This is what."
I don't think we ever expected to
honestly,
get anything out of it, did we?
I put it up there and I forgot about it. So there was about 10 finalists or whatever from the UK, and next thing I know, I get a phone call saying, "You're through to the Empire Awards." So we hadn't actually won the Empire Award, but we were up for it. So the Empire Awards at that point, I think before that it was just a UK thing, but it kind of become a more, not international, but at least Europe anyway at the time. And so there were other countries up for it. So I think there was somebody from Bulgaria or Poland and all sorts of places. Basically, they said, "Are you free this night to come to the Empire Awards?" Actually, it was to go there the night before because there was going to be a meal for all the finalists. But I think you had work, so we could only go the next day. And we got the train to London, and I was so nervous, and I just passed the time by doing loads of time lapses of me and Rob just guffing around, and I took pictures of Rob reading the Empire magazine, leaving cryptic posts on Instagram and Facebook, because we hadn't told anybody at this point. We kept it a secret. Got to the hotel. It was a really nice hotel. I've totally forgotten the name of the hotel we stayed at. It was very fancy.
I can't remember. It had some weird hologram thing on the wall. I remember that, like an
like an infinity thing. Yeah. And we got to the room.
We didn't tip the guy. He took our bag.
We should have given him a piece of chewing gum.
That's probably why he came back and took the minibar.
No, they took So for some reason, all of the people who were part of the Empire Awards, they took everyone's minibar away. Don't know why. I guess Empire probably said that so that we didn't have to pay for it. So yeah, we just chilled out for a bit, and we both bought brand new suits. In fact, it's probably the very first suit I ever bought, and I still have it to this day, and it just about fits. We went downstairs into the foyer bit, and all the drinks were free, so long as it was Jameson's mixed with something, because the Empire Awards were sponsored by Jameson's. But me and Rob aren't really big drinkers, so I don't know if you noticed this, but the taxi that took us to the Empire Awards, it was BFF something. So for those of you who don't know, mine and Rob's production company was called Better Feeling Films, so BFF. So you know that bit of the song where it says the license plate said fresh and it had a dice in the mirror. I was like, that's got to be an omen. Good sign, BFF. And then the taxi driver dropped us off at the back of the hotel, and we walk into the hotel.
And we're like,
and all the celebrities were already walking in or whatever, and we're like, no, hang on a minute. Aren't we supposed to walk the red carpet?
Yeah,
we had to leg it around, and then we just
walked back in.
It was just very. I mean, how did you feel about being in the Empire Awards? Like, what were your thoughts?
It was really strange, because it's like I always felt it's almost like an imposter syndrome kind of thing, because you kind of walk in amongst celebrities and stuff, and no one has a clue who you are. And I don't know, it's quite surreal, I think. I
remember walking the red carpet, you've got Henry Cavill, Superman's over there getting photos taken, you've got Christopher Nolan over there, and it's like Jonathan Ross is there with his wife, and
there's just the whole
Harry Potter's over there.
All of Game of Thrones cast was there, and that was like Game of Thrones was at its peak at the time.
It was probably like series 3 or something like that at that time.
Jon Snow was there in his very short self. It was so weird, because I don't think I personally didn't know what sort of celebrities were going to be there. And then when we got there was a table list, wasn't there, and it had everyone's name on it, and we're looking at these names and thinking, oh my god, is that
these are famous people? These are very important people.
These are not just like C grade celebrities. These are like
Simon Pegg, Andy Serkis, Daniel Radcliffe, all these.
And you're like, what? And we just sort of wandered in. I know we had tickets, but we're just like, we could be anyone kind of thing.
Yeah, our table, if I remember, was right at the front.
Yeah.
And behind us was Christopher Nolan. Like, I'm a big, huge Christopher Nolan fan. So for me, that was like, Christopher Nolan's going to see our film. That's
Yeah.
fucked up. That's like insane. And
He may have gone to the toilet at that point, but
no, he was there. I looked back and he was sitting there.
he was sitting there talking to Henry Cavill.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, like honestly though, when we were there, I was like, we're not gonna win because like I think they didn't play all the entries at once. They played because there's only 4 that.
Yeah, they're throughout. Yeah.
There were people on our table who won
yeah.
their country but didn't get through to the finals.
Mm.
So we were really confused at that point. Are we even in the? Like, we didn't even know if we were in the finals then until our film popped up on the big screen.
Yeah.
And like we thought we're just not going to win because there was someone did like a fully animated Braveheart.
Yeah, it's Braveheart, wasn't it? Yeah.
And then someone did a Grand Budapest Hotel.
And
not only that, Ralph Fiennes was there that night as well.
Yeah, he was. And he got a laugh as well. That's the thing. The audience actually laughed at the moment where he runs off from the police in the film.
Yeah.
We did it. I don't know. It was filmed on a train, wasn't it, or something? If I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Their version was, and everyone laughed at that a bit, even though they, it was.
They kind of mixed it with Darjeeling and.
Yeah.
And then someone else did. Weirdly, they just did a scene from a Harry Potter film. They just did the broom scene, like from the first film, which was very odd. Because the whole idea is you're meant to condense a whole film into a minute, done in 60 seconds. It was so weird when they called our name out that we'd won. I was like, I've got it on video and I'll play it over here.
Films is the winner. To do this, please welcome to the stage the Disc on 60 Seconds jury, TV and radio presenter David Bowman, directors Ben Wheatley, and all the way from Aberdeen, the Wee Boys Brigade man himself, John S. Baird, and Chief Executive of Barra Leader UK, Mr. Paul Keenan.
Boys Brigade. Are you kidding?
Will your anchor hold, John? Tell us your little truth.
Okay. First of all, it's difficult enough to tell a story in a couple of hours. To do it in 60 seconds is quite a feat. So, a lot of credit goes to all the guys who made these films. And it is very, it's very impressive. I don't know who the winner is, but I'm going to tell you who it is right now. The winner is from the UK, Ghostbusters.
Fucking hell! But I just remember being in total shock because prior to that, the girl to the right of me who did the Darjeeling was asking me she was asking me to help her write her acceptance speech. Because obviously English is not her first language. Yeah. So I was helping her write it, and so I'm thinking, well, I'm not going to win. I'm helping this person write her acceptance speech. And then as soon as we were announced that we won, I was thinking, oh shit, I probably should have wrote an acceptance speech because
I hadn't thought of anything.
And like prior to that, I think the ongoing theme was everyone kept forgetting to thank their partners, like their wives or husbands or whatever. So the first thing I did when I got up there, I was like, first of all, I want to thank my wife because she'll kill me if I don't say anything. No, my girlfriend because she'll kill me or whatever. Which is the other thing I got in trouble for because that's the first thing that came out of my mouth. But what I should have said was, thank you, Caroline, for being very supportive and for being the person who first tried on the proton packs to make sure that they were accessible and they worked, which is true. She actually did do that.
Well, when things like this happen, you're not prepared for it. I mean, I wasn't prepared for it in the slightest way, shape, or form. I had no thought that we'd ever win at all. And I remember walking out there thinking, I need to say something. And I'd watch the VMAs or something like that a couple of weeks before.
Oh, you did say something quite funny.
Yeah, I thought I need to say something funny. I'm never going to be in a room. Never going to be in a room full of celebrities again like this. I thought of Kanye West because it was a couple of weeks before, I think, when Kanye West had gone on and stolen Taylor Swift's thing and said, "No, you don't deserve this thing." So I walked up and I thought the first thing I thought of was, "Oh, this is really surreal. I half expect Kanye West to appear in a minute." I don't know if anyone laughed at it, but
it's better than what I
felt
said.
good. I felt good about it.
But I'm like, I'm looking at Christopher Nolan on the stage, and I'm thinking, I want to thank Christopher Nolan, and I'm thinking in my head,
You
where am
gotta
I going
cheer.
with this?
Yeah.
Why am I saying this? Why am I saying this? I've just made a stupid Ghostbusters film. Why am I talking about Christopher Nolan? But it is true. He is an inspiration to me. But
he is, and to be fair, the crowd really liked that, and I think they applauded it because I think you did a little fist bump as well when you said it.
Wow, this is really quite surreal.
Holy shit! Thank you very much. First of all,
I'm kind of expecting Kanye West to come up and tell us to get off the stage. But
first of all, I'd like to thank Empire and Jameson's for having the award. This is our 3rd time entering, so it's pretty awesome. I better thank my girlfriend first, otherwise she'll kill me. My mum, my dad, then the amazing cast. First of all, Rob, who's been my best friend for like 28, 29 years. Natalie Gardner, Jamie Long, Mark Breeze, who else? James Rayner, Hugh Blackwood.
Everyone who worked
my
on
sister,
it, the
everyone
pug that was in there, played the terror dog, we'll thank that pug as well.
Brutus the pug, gotta thank Brutus the pug. I know this sounds a bit weird, but I'd really like to thank Christopher Nolan. I know it sounds weird, but when I saw Following as a kid, it changed my life and it made me who I wanted to be for the rest of my life. So I just want to say thank you, because you're amazing.
And I better say thank you to my girlfriend Becky, in case you're watching, which I doubt very much. But
also to all the other entrants, they're amazing. Well done. So yeah, thank you very much.
Because Edith Bowman was there to kind of give out the award with filmmakers, John S. Bard, who directed Filth and Stan and Ollie, amongst others, and then also Ben Wheatley, who's famous for directing Sightseers, Kill List, and most recently, The Meg 2.
Meg 2, yeah.
Which I watched.
I've watched half of it.
Yeah, I fell asleep during it. Sorry, Ben.
I don't think he's going to watch this.
Yeah, it was just, you can see it in our faces that we're like, what?
Yeah, and we're just kind of like,
this is sound weird, but the one thing I remember is Edith Bowman like rubbing our backs, but not in a creepy way, but in a very soothing way.
Yeah,
to
it's like
relax us.
comforting. Yeah, she was very touchy feely, wasn't she? Very comforting.
Yeah.
Almost like when you watch, I watch a lot of Ben Fogel shows, and whenever someone cries on it, he always puts out the reassuring hand.
Yeah, it's not.
Their
It's like,
shoulder.
because we were like fucking
Kind of
shitting
like
ourselves.
Yeah. And then when we won, we went backstage, and Liam Neeson was there staring because he was about to go out and present an award, wasn't he? He was just staring straight ahead. And I really wanted to say, "All right, Liam," but I thought, no, punch me in the face, because he looked like he had that look on him that he was gonna like punch him on in the face. But I think that's just how he looks.
I wasn't aware of how tall he was. He's like huge. He's humongous.
Yeah. And then we went to the photo booth after, didn't we?
Photo booth.
And you walked past Henry Cavill and went,
no,
Superman.
I opened the curtain to come out, and he was about to come in because he's just given an award to Christopher Nolan for Interstellar.
Yeah.
For best film, I think, or best director. Yeah. So he cleaned up that night. And so I open the curtain and walk out, and I walk into this chest, and I'm not joking, it was rock hard, and I'm like, oh, and I look up and it's Henry Cavill, and I'm like, oh, sorry, Superman. And then he looks at me.
I think you went, but you shook hands.
Did I shake hands with him?
Yeah, you both shook hands. You went, oh, Superman, and he went, hey, and he kind of shook hands.
Really? That's totally gone out of my mind.
I remember him being the last one on the dance floor as well.
Oh God, we'll get to that. But I think the whole time I was just shaking. I think throughout the whole night though, me and you were just gripping it with our lives.
Yeah.
And I wish we could. Well, I can't speak for you, but I wish I had more stories of talking to celebrities and stuff like that, because the other people that we were with were just going around getting autographs or photos. Yeah. And me and you, I don't know if we were playing it cool because we won, or if we were just because we're just awkward.
It's a mixture, yeah. I mean, I don't want to bother people. That's
exactly. They're there to let their hair down and have a good night, and I didn't want to
be like a fanboy type thing, and you know, they're there having a nice time, whatever. And you're like, oh, can I have a photo, kind of thing. Yeah. I kind of like just leave them to get on with it. And I'm probably the same if I came across a celebrity in the street. I'll probably just leave them alone.
My only interactions were, I'm toilet shy, so I can't use a urinal. I have to use a cubicle, and all the cubicles were busy, so I was just standing outside of one waiting for it, and it opened up, and then Jonathan Ross was just standing there, and he was smoking a big old
What?
like you know, like a cigar, but it was like an e-cigar, and he was just there going, he just nodded to me, and I nodded back. And
What?
I remember
probably
Caroline texted me during that toilet session, and she went, "Have you won yet?" And I'm like, "What do you mean, have I won yet? Like, I'm not going to win." And our category hasn't come up yet. And then, I'm trying to think, I said, "Excuse me" to Simon Pegg and Andy Serkis. That was
okay.
And then obviously the Henry Cavill thing. But other than that, I didn't speak to any other celebrities.
No, I didn't. I just had a piss in between two of the in-betweeners, ironically.
The in-betweeners,
I did speak to two
Which
of them,
ones were there?
The tall one and the short one with the glasses.
I don't even remember.
I don't know what their names are, but I remember having a piss in between them, which was there wasn't planned. It just happened.
But we went to the after party, and we just stayed in the same spot the whole night. And I
Pretty
think
much,
we were just like rabbits in
scared
headlights.
I was watching Jon Snow dancing.
Yeah, like as you said, Henry Cavill was the last person on the dance floor, just like throwing some shapes around.
It's weird to see celebrities acting normal.
Just normal, yeah.
And being amongst them without, a big security. It was a lack of security there. We could have been anyone.
Well, I guess for them, it's their safe space. They're amongst their peers there and stuff. And then there's just two oiks from Birmingham, and then just kind of standing there watching them perversely from the side. And like we had a few people come up to us and chat to us, but they were mostly people who are from Jameson's or Empire and stuff. But
we shared a taxi with one of the Jameson's marketing people, I think.
And what was nice, I think they were pretty happy that we were the ones that won. I think they were quite happy that the home people.
Yeah, we were the only British people there, weren't we? As in, who entered got through. The finals. So.
I tell you what, for me though, was the biggest moment was the fact that we got into the magazine not once, not twice, but 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. So we had a double-page spread from when we actually won.
Yeah.
And we actually did an interview with Chris Hewitt, I think.
Yeah.
And then there was like a call to arms a couple of months later to enter for the next year, which was only like half a page.
Yeah.
Then the issue after that, I don't know if you were part of that one, but I did another double-page spread where I just talked about how we made it, and they put.
I don't think I saw that one.
So they put some of my storyboards up. There's pictures of you like actually making it and stuff like that. Like
I think I've got copies of most of them. I don't know where they are. One of us has got a Jurassic Park cover on, I think.
Yeah, for me though, that was the biggest thing because I was a massive subscriber to Empire, and being in that magazine was amazing. And the fact that we beat our friend Scott Adkins to a feature.
Yeah, he's only just got in there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he was like, I got a feature, and I was like, we've had 3.
Yeah, welcome to the club, I think is what
we only had to make a minute-long film as well. You've had to make hundreds of films.
Raw talent, none of your martial arty goodness. No, it's just looking back now and thinking about it. It's still the only thing it really has fully sunk in yet. I know
it was just an insane time, and I loved every minute of it. Like, because I think. Sometimes if you try and make something to be something, it doesn't work out. But we made it just for the hell of it, just for the sake of it, and it just kind of snowballed. Same with the Star Wars one, we made that kind of for the hell of it. Obviously, it's for the Empire Awards, but it snowballed into being in the newspaper, a TV show, and then winning the Star Wars Fan Film Award, which again, we didn't even enter that. It just happened because it was on a certain website. It just got entered into it automatically, and we won. I'm like, oh, what? Okay.
Like, oh, cheers.
But
there may be more to come.
Yeah, off the back of that, we tried to make Jurassic Park. We filmed it and everything, but after that, I just started to get more and more work in actual making music videos, and off the back of that, we got the Prodigy job, and then everything just snowballed after that. And
you never know. Maybe when we're in our 50s, maybe we'll do some more.
Yeah, we'll make Ghostbusters too. Stuck in the guts.
When I actually look like Peter Venkman.
But since the Empire Awards, there's been other Ghostbusters related things that we've been part of. So I got married in 2017, and We had Ecto 1 as the wedding car. Well, my car that I arrived at the wedding, and me and all my groomsmen went along in. But not only that, all the buttonholes for the flowers were little proton packs. But several years after that, me, Rob, and James were part of this Ghostbusters documentary called Cleaning Up the Town, which was all about the making of the original film. And we were tasked with making a fake trailer for the original concept of Ghostbusters in the style of heavy metal, which was produced by Ivan Reitman, who obviously directed Ghostbusters. When we made it, it was the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters. This year was the 40th anniversary. And there's not been one, there's not been two, but there's been 3 Ghostbusters films since we've made that. And at that point, there'd only been 2. It's nuts.
Maybe we reignited Ghostbusters.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would like to say we are the only award-winning Ghostbusters filmmakers out there.
That's why I tell
And
people.
on that note, thank you, Rob, for always being my Peter Venkman. And everyone, don't forget to please check out The House Down South. And you can follow us on social media. I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I think, have you got an Instagram account for your?
Yeah, I don't really use it, to be fair, but I just hijack you. I just hijack your stuff.
Anyway,
just repost my stuff.
Gladly. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, take care and goodbye.
Ta-da!